Welcome back to the Daily Crypto Market Update. Hope you guys have had a great weekend. It's a slow start to this week getting started for BTC, but just a couple of need-to-know things for Bitcoin. It did technically close inside of the TBO cloud, which stands for the trending breakout indicator, this green mass right here. So on Friday, it closed just slightly inside. Saturday, it stayed inside. Today, it's going back above. This is honestly a pullback for ants. I mean, it would make Zoolander very happy. Looking at this slow line right here, this is still strong bullish. There's nothing really to freak out about, nothing to worry about at all, in my opinion. Now, metrics are still kind of bearish. And of course, volume is weak over the weekend. That's kind of just how things happen in crypto. Only when things are just massively bullish do we see lots of volume over the weekend. But this, nothing really to talk about. Now, on the 4-hour, nothing really to talk about. Bitcoin is still stuck inside of the cloud. On the weekly time frame, it's actually still looking fine. To be honest, this week's volume was super close to tagging the 30-period moving average, which is this yellow line. So again, no complaints really. It's just taking its time to pop outside of the cloud. Now, of course, Ethereum also had a pullback. On Friday, it was down 2%. Yesterday, Saturday, it was less than 1%. Today, it's almost going to be closing up 2%. Now, there's still about an hour and a half left on today's candle. Again, I usually don't film this early, but it's just how things are going today. On the 4-hour time frame, it's starting to poke back out of the cloud. It had these TBO Close longs, which are the blue diamonds right here. These are actually bearish reversal signals, but they also just tell us, well, if you're in a current open long, which is right there, that triangle. So if you enter right after that and you take the whole trade and you haven't taken any profit yet, these are letting you know, well, consider taking the profit once the price goes back up to the fast line, which would be 21% profit. So what am I circling right here? It's not on the daily. It's not on the weekly, even though this week we are most certainly going to close a breakout. Look at volume. That is insane. On the hourly time frame, there's actually some really bullish reversal signals. Do you see these guys? These are TBT Bullish Divergence signals, and the yellow tabs right there are clusters. They're essentially just the same thing, except they're just, for lack of a better word, they're exaggerated. So that way I'm paying more attention to them. So when I see a lot of these happen within 3 bars, then it's going to turn these into these clusters, which is a good sign. You can see a bearish cluster right here when the price of Ethereum is going up 46.7 and 47. And then we have our TBT Bearish Divergence Cluster. And we see the price lose about 8%. Now we're seeing the flip side. We're seeing a bullish divergence, which is really interesting. There's a couple of other charts that are showing that as well. We'll get to that in a second. Bitcoin dominance, again, putting in a new local low, which is crazy. I love to see it. Today's low so far is 59.19%, just wild. Look at the slow line right here. The slowest moving average is starting to curl down, which is awesome. On the weekly time frame, while we can't really look at volume or on-balance volume because this is percentage based, look at RSI. It's almost going to be falling below 25 yet again. Just so you know, on the weekly time frame, when we see RSI go below 25, that means it is a strong bearish trend that should continue to go down and down and down. Vice versa, when it's above 75, I think it's 70. My bad. So when it's above 70, that means that there's a strong bullish trend intact. So the main thing I'm going to be watching for today and over the course of this week is, are we going to be seeing a lower low, which is what we really want to see. We want to see RSI go below this low set on the 14th of July at 24.24. Or are we going to see this be the bottom and it's going to pivot up higher? Now, the latter the former is better than the latter for sure. We want to see a newer low because that means that there is a strong bearish trend intact. We do not want to see a higher low because that means that there's a better chance of RSI going up. So that's just a quick explanation on that. But this is still looking great. Now, just so you know, the slow line right here, which tells us the direction of the macro trend, it's still massively strong bullish. It's going to take so much energy for it to fall down, but it's slowly starting to curl, or rather trend downward. But it's going to take so much more. But honestly, this is like crazy, crazy good. Okay, this is just nuts how good this is right now. Ethereum dominance continues to tick up higher. Yep, on Friday it was down, Saturday down. Today it's up 1.33%. Just keep in mind that Ethereum dominance is very closely tied to the price action of Ethereum itself. So whenever you see red candles here, or green candles, you should assume that that's also a reflection of the price. Not like it's a bad thing, but just understand it's not the same as Bitcoin. I mean, if you look at Bitcoin dominance falling and falling, Bitcoin's price action is actually really good still. It's doing just fine. So this dominance for Ethereum does not actually reflect the demand for Ethereum. It's just reflecting the price action for Ethereum, in my opinion. So when the price of Ethereum goes up, we see an increase in Ethereum dominance because people are allocating more to Ethereum. When it's going down, we see more people selling off their Ethereum. Hopefully that makes sense. It's not always the same for Bitcoin dominance. That's the distinction there. Now, an update on stablecoins. This is the chart for stable.C.D. We saw a nice support level right here. And unfortunately, this support level was broken and, no, sorry, let me flip that. Unfortunately, it was tested. Being broken is a good thing. Seeing it smack up here, getting tested, good thing, falling down lower, but it did bounce on Thursday's pullback into Friday. Now, look what happened over the weekend. This is so good. Seeing a red close yesterday. Today, it looks like it's going to be closing down as well. If we go to the faster time frame, like the 4-hour time frame, this is where things are looking even better as well. Like it's so clear. Let me go ahead and just put this right on the dot. So stable.C.D actually tested and pierced on the 4-hour time frame resistance, but it's been rejected yet again. This is awesome. Again, we want to see this fall. We want to see this absolutely fall lower. So what's the pink thing for? Well, the pink flag here is for these TBT Bearish Divergence signals. Having a lot of these in a short amount of time at resistance is a really positive sign that I am expecting stable.C to fall more over the course of this week, if not Monday, which it's technically Monday for me now. TOTALES.D, which is the total crypto market cap excluding stable coins, and it's reflected as a dominance ratio. On the daily time frame, we can see that it's still strong bullish as far as I wouldn't say it's strong bullish. Let me say it differently. It's actually in bearish consolidation, but the macro trend highlighted by the slow line is up, which is bullish. It's good. Now, this measurement, again, is just so weird. I don't know how they do this stuff. Yes, it's up 0.5%. We really want to see this pop and close out of the cloud, which I think will happen. So what's this circle about? It's not on the 4-hour. It's on the hourly time frame. Do you see this? I have not seen something like this before, I think ever. This is basically saying we're going to bounce, 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 like over and over and over. Like that's insane. Seeing these flash for basically, what, how many of these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 of these happening in a day. That's nuts. So I'm expecting a nice bounce from here, to be honest. Total ES, which is the total crypto market cap excluding stablecoins, continues to look strong bullish. It's strong bullish because the quote unquote price, which is actually a market cap, is above the cloud. The slow line continues to rage and pump higher, showing that there's a strong macro trend intact. On the 4-hour time frame, we did have these TBO close longs on Friday, which wasn't a great feeling, but look what's happened. This is the expected outcome. The price falls, but then it retraces back to the fast line. So these are now confirmed or closed. So we just get rid of that. Awesome. And we move on. Total 3 ES BTC. This is a really confusing ticker. Look at this thing. It's just ridiculous. It's so ugly. But anyway, it's the ratio of the total market cap excluding Bitcoin, Ethereum, and stablecoins to Bitcoin. Now, on the daily time frame, it's slowly starting to look better and better, which is wild because this means that the total market cap minus Bitcoin and Ethereum and stablecoins is actually starting to look better, like strong against Bitcoin, which is crazy. It literally is crazy. On the 4-hour time frame, not much to see, but on the, where is it? On the weekly time frame, right here, we're seeing a second TBO close short. These orange diamonds right here are awesome because they let us know when a bullish reversal should be happening. We saw one of these back over here in November, and then we saw this chart move up 30% from there. We saw one of these in mid-July and of course a pullback. But this is actually the expected behavior as a retrace back to the fast line. And the fact that we're seeing two of these in close proximity, again, this is based off of candles and distance. This is actually several weeks, like 4 or 5 weeks apart. But this is a big deal. The last time we had two of these close together, we saw a nice little bounce back up, but it fell lower, which is a good reminder that the slow line right here determines the trend. What I'd love to see even more is to see a third one, maybe this week. But the goal right now, the outcome, we want to see this chart go above the cloud. That will be a very strong bullish move for this chart. There's a lot of other stuff happening right now. In Discord, I want to share this with you. One of our coaches, this is Jason, who actually hosted his first Better Traders Club live session last Thursday, and it went really well. He was talking about this strategy. He's using the TradingView scanner, and he's using an aftershock pump strategy, which is taught in the 15 Minutes to Financial Freedom course, and he's using a signal bot. And basically, all these are automated positions, which is insane. So he's making these nice gains that are being opened and closed. Like, that's absolutely wild. And they're some of them take a long time. So this is July 28th, and it closed on the 16th of August. So 3 weeks or so. Some of them close literally the same day. This is super duper normal for bot trading. So there's nothing wrong with that. That's actually amazing performance. And on my end, yes, I am on alt trading. I'm looking at things that, unfortunately, my BTC position that was automated by the TBO after being 8% in profit has closed automatically at 2%. It wasn't stopped out. The bot just said, nope, it's met the conditions to stop the trade. So it's closed that out, which is a little bit disappointing because it was in such good profit and I was so excited. But again, this is automated trading. I just want the bot to do its thing. I don't want to get in the way. Now, speaking of, and this is a little bit crazy, but with this bot, which hasn't been firing for quite a while, opened a new long last night at 11 p.m. for me. I don't know what's happening for WIF. We might look at the chart in a second, but this is very interesting. And I would love to see WIF absolutely pump from here. I know it's been chopping a lot sideways. The last position I got was back over here on the 4th of August, and it's just a quick up, down. That was it. Here's another one, up, down, done. So I'd love to see another nice runner, preferably over 100%. But wouldn't we all like that? Sui, this one has been so slow. I'm waiting on this one to finally hit my take profit target. Again, patience pays. I still have these positions open now for 3 days. They're both open back over here. I'm fully confident that these are going to close. I'm not really worried about it at all. It's just the nature of bot trading. So similar to what we saw over on Jason's screen. Now, if this is something you're really interested in, you've got to go to thebettertraders.com and check out our courses, specifically 15 Minutes to Financial Freedom. This course goes over automated trading strategies focusing on the alt trading platform. It covers our free TBT signals, which basically automatically open long positions. It sounds like leverage talk, but it's not. It's just buying and selling automatically. So if you decide to sleep, if you decide to go to work and not look at charts all day, which I know you'd probably look at charts all day, but you all have things to do, just like I have things to do. So the bots are running in the background, so I don't have to watch the market constantly. This is what I teach in this course. And the course also explains trend trading strategies plus A/B trading strategies, like Jason shared in the club. All of this stuff is included with one-on-one coaching. You never lose access to the course. And you also get a 1-month trial to the Better Traders Club, which is what I was showing you, that Discord server. But there's a lot more stuff even outside of Discord. But when you sign up for this course, you get access to the trader tier for a month, which includes the live sessions, the TBO, Discord access with tons of alerts and signals, information, watch lists, trade setups, better crypto. Like, there's a lot of stuff. It is absolutely worth it, in my opinion. So you got to go to the Better Traders, check out 15 Minutes of Financial Freedom and the club. Now, we need to talk about today's picks. So every single day, if you're new to this, by the way, you're awesome. Thanks for joining. Thanks for clicking on the link that someone might have sent you. And if not, and you're like, wow, this is amazing content, you should be much bigger. Thank you. I am trying to eat as many vegetables and drink as much milk as I possibly can to get as big as I can. Obviously, that AI thumbnail from Saturday is not me. No, I don't do shoulder presses with like basically 350 pounds. Nope. But in terms of the channel growing, My goal is to hit 100,000 subscribers this year. And it only happens because you guys are sharing the videos and you are liking them, leaving comments, but also subscribing. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. And leave a comment down below with tickers that you're interested in. Again, no promises. I'm trying to do my best and I do read the comments, but I can't promise I'm going to look at every single ticker that you guys ask for. So with that said, let's get into today's picks. HYPE continues to look good. I know that HYPE had a slight pullback on Saturday, down 3%. You guys have to understand my definition of good. My definition of good is all based around the TBO. Let me hide this fib so we can see a lot clearer. When we have a very strong TBO cloud, which is this MAS right here, and again, the TBO stands for the trending breakout indicator. When the slow line is angling up, when it is shooting up this way, just trust me when I say this is a strong bullish trend. This is an excellent chart. Now, I know that it's not just going up and to the right in a straight line. That's actually okay. Another thing to point out, and again, I don't like talking about exchanges and their tokens or tokens and their founders and stuff like that. Most of the time, I don't really care about that stuff. I have to learn about it eventually, but the reality is that HYPE is doing well as far as an exchange goes. Now, I don't know necessarily about their token per se, but at least when I look at the price action, when I look at volume, it has fallen down a little bit. But honestly, the trend wins every single time. So this is a good chart that still looks bullish in my opinion. And it has this light blue flag. Excuse me, it has this light blue flag because of these TBO breakouts, these white dots, which is part of the namesake of the TBO, the trending breakout indicator. We haven't seen that bullish breakout yet, but I do expect it to be coming soon. Aerodrome continues to look really good. Here's a great example of a perfect 3 in a row TBO breakout. Even though the price falls back to the fast line, it is now up 18% since then. Absolutely crazy. Strong bullish on the 4-hour, mega bullish on the daily. This is a great looking chart. Volume continues to pour into this. Having volume exceed the moving average over the weekend on a Sunday is a big, big deal. That's a great sign. So now let's talk about these orange flags. These orange flags denote TBO Close shorts. So we talked about these before, I believe, up here for total 3ES BTC. So the same concept applies. When we see these, it means that this is a bullish reversal signal. This is actually my favorite signal from the TBO. And I ideally want to see these really close to this green dotted line. This is a support level that's automatically plotted by the indicator. The reason why I want to see these close to support is because it's a juicier entry signal. But there's a caveat, there's a catch. When I see a lot of these printed in a close proximity, even if they're high above this level, I don't care as much anymore. I'm just getting excited for what's going to happen. Now, the expected behavior of these, when we get one of these printed, the price retraces back to this pink line, which is the TBO Fast line. When it has an open short right here, this triangle, it turns from green, an open long status, to pink, which is open short status. So when we get these, it's letting us know this current open short status is probably going to be flipping to an open long status like it did over here. But I'm looking at this, especially with the lens of the weekly time frame. Having a confirmed TBT Bullish Divergence Cluster on the weekly is massive. Now, reality check. The chart is still strong bearish. It's still way below the weekly cloud. On the daily time frame, it's in bullish consolidation, meaning it's working its way to the top of the cloud. On the 4-hour, it's still really early to get excited, but I am expecting this chart to do really well, especially from just looking at the patterns and seeing this thing do well. I'm not going to get into it. I already made the video about it on the Coin Bureau trading channel a while ago. You guys should definitely subscribe there and help us get to 100K subs. Now, S, previously Phantom, I believe. I can't believe I remembered that. But this is a rebranded token. We saw a TBO close short on Wednesday. Price retraced back to the fast line, expected behavior. But look, we have another one today and the price is up 6%. And we're actually making a higher high right here, which is good. Now there is obvious overhead resistance. Let me just go ahead and hide everything so you can just see it so much more clearly. This is massive resistance. It's from the high set back over here in February to this level over here in May. We can see it actually being tested right here. And a test is when the price gets really close, but it respects it. It doesn't pierce going above it. It's testing, it's staying below. I personally believe that this thing is going to pop above it and run. But that's me, and I mean, I have to live up to the name, right? I am Moon and Papa after all. Grass. This one also has a TBO Close short. Actually, it doesn't have just one. It has 3 of them. On Friday, has its first one. Saturday has another one. And then Sunday, another one. Again, even though these are kind of high above support, these being printed close together is a great sign. Plus, this is a ridiculous cloud setup. I can't get into all the details, but just understand this is a massive setup. That's all I'm going to say. I can't say any more. MASA, this is one I'm actually running a bot on, and it's been so frustrating after having it be stuck for such a long time. But again, patience pays. That's why I don't sell after I DCA. I just wait patiently. And seeing 3 TBO close shorts on the 4-hour really close together is giving me a lot of hope that this one will shoot right back up here to the 236. Now, why run a bot on this chart right now? Well, mainly because it's only, 30% away from its all-time low, which means that the upside to go back from where it dropped is insane, 1,200%. It's like a 13x. I'm excited for this chart to do really well when things get absolutely frothy bullish, which is why I continue to run the charts. Continue to run the bots. That's what I'm expecting to have happen. Now, these pink flags denote a bearish thing that's happening. And these happen to do with the, or these rather pertain to the TBT divergence signals. These are not in the TBO indicator. These are pro-tier indicators available in the Better Traders Club. They'll let us know that there's a bearish divergence printing on the chart. Now, full disclosure, we're going to see a lot of these print on a very bullish chart, especially when the slow line is moving up like this. We're going to see these print a lot. Eventually, they will be right. And we want to keep our eyes on these because Tron is getting frothy. It really is. I'm actually expecting there to be resistance up here at this pump range at 45 cents or so, but the chart is just massively bullish. And now we all know why the chart's been so strong bullish is because Justin Sun owns like 60% of the supply. So he's not selling, everyone's just buying. That's why it keeps going up. It's brilliant. I wish everyone did that. ENA, unfortunately printing a second TBT Bearish Divergence signal right here on the daily time frame. Now, this is a chart that's been just amazing. Had a huge TBO springboard bounce, a retrace back to the fast line, the green line, and it just pumps all the way up here, 66%. But unfortunately, it's just looking weak up here with this second TBT Bearish Divergence signal. Now, with that said, is the slow line flat? Oh no, the slow line's pointing up. But we do want to pay attention to the slow line's direction. We do want to pay attention to volume, which has fallen off this weekend. It has seen so much. And it's okay to see some periods where it's like, okay, it's down, but we eventually want to see the volume just shoot up higher, get lots of volume to keep it going. We need more gas in the tank, as you know, as we could say. Now, Pepe, this one, unfortunately, has just been a really poor performer for a really funny meme coin that just has such a great history. On the 4-hour time frame, it's not looking great. On the daily time frame, it has a TBO close long, which is the inverse of a TBO close short. That's why the blue flag is there. But this has actually closed it. So the price fell, and now it's bounced back up to the TBO fast line. Boom, bada bing, done. So that one is a good sign. Now, all these green flags right here denote either bullish things that are happening or a bullish TBT divergence signal. So Arbitrum, this one is looking amazing. This one is looking really, really good, up almost, 10% on the day, which is insane for a weekend. On the 4-hour time frame, why is the arrow there? I'm trying to find it. There we go. So all these guys right here, see these? These are TBT Bullish Divergence signals, just like back over here, just like back over here. These are great signals on the hourly time frame. That's why I love all of these signals and indicators that we have. It's just looking really nice. It's now going to be above the weekly cloud. It's a big deal for Arbitrum. All right, IP. This one had a retrace after putting a bearish TBT divergence signal. We saw the price fall down here to the 618, but not close below it. I made a big deal about this last Thursday and Friday, and we can see the price now back above the cloud, which is great. The slow line right here is relatively flat. We need to watch out for that. On the 4-hour time frame, we also have a TBT bullish divergence signal, which means we should see a bounce back up to the 786. Now, SPX, this one has been boring as it's fallen down here to TBO support, but I am expecting it to bounce. Look, TBT Bullish Divergence signals right here. So that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting this thing to bounce. Now that we're seeing 2 of these confirmed on the 4-hour, it's a great sign. Plus, we have a TBO close long, which hasn't been quote unquote closed yet, which means that the price should go up here to 1.68 to quote unquote close the open long. Volume on this chart's fallen down a lot. Murad's doing his best. I mean, I think that it's a great chart. I think that it has a lot of promise. It's just a really slow mover right now. I believe this is injective, not injection. I can't remember. I always get this mixed up with ENJ. I think that one's engine. Yeah. But this one is just looking strong bullish. Even though this slow line is not curling up violently, it looks great. Now, the clear thing that it's struggling with right now is TBO resistance. These green, good grief. It's okay. Red dotted lines right here showing resistance. So just keep in mind that these are very, very, very strong levels. Even the ones that are back over here, this is historical resistance. I want to see INJ pump higher. I think it can. It just needs so much more volume and energy. Hex is having an extremely good day. I don't know what's happening. But the fact that it's up over 20% in a day on a Sunday is great news. It's also messing with this level that's been so annoying, this overhead resistance level that really just hasn't been successfully pumped and pushed above. We still have this valid pump from back over here in July. I'm still expecting it to shoot up here to 42.97 or basically 4,300 and higher. It's just a very risky play. It's honestly crazy. You guys were asking about Pendle a lot recently, so I just want to do another update for this. It's still very bullish. The slow line's moving up. We have 2 TBO breakouts here, but we're lacking a third one. The price is struggling to push above the 786. Volume's fallen off over the weekend, but still, again, strong chart. Now, Link is the real winner in my book. Not only is volume up massively on the weekend, it's over 2 times the average, which is amazing. Price action, price action, price action. Look at this thing. So you might remember this one after it pulled back. Actually, a couple of things. Instant replay. At the beginning of this month, we saw a retrace back to the 618, a nice bounce up, and it hit long-term overhead resistance that was established back over here in December. So we see it retrace back, not putting in a lower low, but a higher low. Boom, and it's above that resistance level. It's above the 618. The next target for Link is 31 bucks, the 786. I'm excited for this chart. I think it's going to do well. And again, this is one I've been accumulating since February. So I'm very, very happy with my position. That's almost going to be 100% profit. AVAX, this one is looking good. Even though it's not as bullish as the other charts right now, even though it has some pretty significant overhead resistance that hasn't been crossed in a long time, I'm just looking at this chart, looking at all the signs in the signal, seeing volume increase, seeing the fact that AVAX and Link aren't that different. Same thing, I guess you could say, with other utility coins. So I'm watching this and expecting a good bullish outcome. SUI continues to stay around the fast line, which isn't bad because as long as the slow line is moving up, that's good. The only negative thing I can really see on here is volume is falling off a lot as reflected by the moving average. I just want to see a nice pushback up here to 420 and of course above overhead resistance. It's just really struggling right now to push a lot higher, but I believe that it's going to get there. Yeah, even weekly volume is so close to tagging the moving average, which is a great sign. Now we just need to see the price action reflect that. Crow, this one had a TBT Bearish Divergence signal. On Thursday, nasty pullback. On the 4-hour time frame, we actually had a bearish TBT Bearish Divergence Cluster, just like this one back over here that preceded a pullback. Crow did the same exact thing. So now we're looking at this chart, waiting for it to pull back. Now, the good thing is that this TBO closed short from the 4-hour. It's now closed. That's great. On the daily time frame, it never closed inside of the cloud. Bullish. That's good. Now it's struggling to go above the 382 and volume has fallen off a lot, but the slow line continues to move up, which is bullish. Now, XMR, I'm really excited to share this one. This chart has been under attack. It's actually been under a 51% attack, probably from 3-letter agencies, but I don't have any other information other than rumors and stuff that's shared on X. But this one is having a great push on Saturday up 8%, today up 9%, and TBT Bullish Divergence signal Now I know that XMR is not available on many exchanges anymore because of the fears of being associated with it, because it's a privacy token and all that stuff. But this is great price action. It's a good recovery for a chart that is, I believe, unfairly attacked and oversold. Now, some must-watch price action for these must-watch charts. ADA, above overhead resistance. This is exciting to me. I'm really excited for this chart, but look at volume this week. Incredible. Now, there's very clear resistance for ADA here at the 618 at about $1.12 and over here at resistance, the TBO resistance. But I think that it has some great momentum on the daily and the weekly. Mantle, this one is just behaving so strangely. It has broken above. Amazing performance from the TBO breakouts. From there, it's up 25%, but on the weekly time frame, it is closing in on significant resistance that was established in January 2025. Watch out. NEAR continues to struggle with overhead resistance, but given the fact that it keeps piercing over and over, I believe this one's just going to pop through and it's going to return back up here to TBO resistance and go up higher. Flare, this one is above the daily TBO cloud, continues to look good, continues to ascend higher and higher. This one has good bullish momentum. Last but not least, Pump is having a nice day today, up 6%, almost 7%. Again, we still have about an hour left in the daily candle, but this is a good move. I want to see this retrace back up to the 0.5 and much higher, and I think it will. It's just one of those crazy charts that's going to be manipulated and everyone's going to be betting against. Notice a nice uptrend, pullback. So that means what's next? An uptrend, and the next target is the 618, in my opinion. So again, guys, go to thebettertraders.com. Check out our courses, especially the 15 Minutes to Financial Freedom course. It's an amazing place to learn a lot about automated trading, how to trade pullbacks, how to have good trading psychology and rules and strategies and exit strategies so that way you win at the end of this market. And until the next time, you know what to do. Stay awesome and stay in the green. Peace.